What do you think of the whole Bill Cosby thing?
Oof. You mean Pill Cosby?
Bill Cosby.
I feel like my childhood was robbed. I mean, this is somebody I grew up watching. This is somebody I looked up to. You know, he represented the good, wholesome, American family, and then now all these women came, and he admitted to it. Correct? Like, didn't he admit?
Well, there was a deposition where he admitted to giving Quaaludes, or I forgot whatever type of drugs that they're referring to women.
Yeah, I mean, if this is what he's admitting to, I definitely lost all my respect for him, because rape is rape, whether your victim knows it or not. The fact that he knows it, he's a rapist, and I lost all of my respect for him.
Bill Cosby is an interesting case because as someone who's like myself, who's in the public eye, I mean, I remember what my life was like before there was DJ Vlad or Vlad TV or anything else like that, and the way women would interact with me when I was Vlad the computer programmer versus Vlad TV, and it's a very big difference. And I am nowhere near the level of a Bill Cosby. It's not even close. So you cannot tell me that women have not constantly been throwing themselves at him everywhere he goes for the majority of his life, because he's been an actor, a famous actor for a very long, since like the 60s or something, right?
Something like
60s, 70s, he did Fat Albert. The Cosby Show was a huge show. His stand-ups were huge. Bill Cosby himself were classic stand-ups and so forth. So this is someone who is not sexually repressed, can't get women, can't get attractive women, so forth and so forth. Do you think this was someone that was just liked to have sex with women that were unconscious?
Absolutely. It's, I think it's a fetish, and the bottom line is you're a fucking rapist. I mean, like I said, if women are throwing themselves at him, why drug women? Why fuck them unconscious when they're unconscious, when you can, when you can just fuck or have anyone you want consciously, and they'll be conscious and they'll suck your dick or do whatever you want. So obviously he's a little bit sick in the head.
I mean, you could probably get someone to knowingly take the pill and let you have sex with them unconscious. Right?
I'm sure. And I'm sure he's done that too.
I remember there was a meme that said, look, it had like Bill Cosby said, look, either we fucking or I'm fucking.
Right. Exactly. So, I mean, because he did all that, I can't respect him. Right? I don't know. How do you feel about it?
I think that a reputation could take a lifetime to build
and a second to take away.
A couple seconds to completely destroy, because he still made all his money and everything else like that, but he's definitely fucked his legacy up.
He did.
Because not only did he mess up his legacy, but if you really think about what Bill Cosby stood for through the majority of his career was a platform that was very like wholesome and self-righteous and everything else like that, to the point where, I don't know if you remember, but there was like a whole thing in some of the Eddie Murphy stand-up skits where he was talking about how Bill Cosby would, call them up angry about all the swearing that he did and everything else like that, because Bill Cosby never swore.
Yep.
Even in the stand-ups, he kept it very PG. And, I heard that he didn't like how other comedians used a lot of dirty words, or he didn't like, I think he was anti-rap also. He didn't like how rappers.
Right, so he didn't like to curse, but he liked to rape. Hey.
Yeah. Do you feel that a lot of these people are hypocritical?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's always the ones that are very anti-cursing or anti-drugs are usually the biggest drug addicts or whatnot, I agree. He's a hypocrite, but the bottom line is I looked up to him when I was little. I loved The Cosby Show, and never in a million years would anyone think that Bill Cosby was a rapist and he liked to give women Quaaludes and fuck them unconscious. I mean, It was definitely a shocker. And I remember when the first victim came out 2 years ago, I think, no one believed her. No one did. And he paid her off and she went away. But everyone thought, okay, she just wanted his money. But, I mean, obviously not. So, you know.
Well, the sheer number of women kind of made people look at it sideways. But I think that a lot of people, and honestly, I feel myself included up until the deposition came out, was like, women lie. This was a long time ago. Why are they all coming forward
All
now?
of a sudden, yeah.
You know, is it a conspiracy? Is it not? Because, you know, I've heard a lot of very interesting things. Like a lot of stuff off camera that I've heard has been insane. You know, in terms of, you know, judges being bought off and, you know.
So you're saying there's somebody out there that just wants to ruin this man?
Well, you could I'm not saying that's what happened,
right.
But initially that was definitely a thought.
That was a thought, yep.
It was a thought. And let me tell you something, this kind of stuff does happen.
I'm sure
People,
it does.
Like, you know, for example, if you are trying to, you know, close a business deal and there's $1 billion on the line, there are very few lines that someone, you know, won't cross in situations if you're talking about that much money. You know what I'm saying? Including murder, including extortion, including, you know, like, you know, kidnapping. I don't care what it is. When you're talking about, you know, I've heard of cases with millions of dollars that have included this type of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, so is it within the realm of possibility that, you know, this man who, I mean, how much is Bill Cosby worth? Let's take a look. Hold on. This man is worth $400 million.
Good for him. I mean, good for him.
$400 million. So it's you're talking about someone who is doing deals on a massive level, a absolutely massive level. So is it within the realm of possibility that whoever's trying to do this deal with him, that's trying to get something cheaper than what he's offering, you know, let's just say he's selling the rights to the Cosby Show, and someone wants it for $500 million, but he wants $900 million. You know, can he go and get a whole bunch of women to go and lie about something that happened so long ago that it's outside the statute of limitations, and there's no downside for them doing it? Possibly.
Possibly.
You know, I could tell you that one of my neighbors where I lived backed up and hit my car. Instead of calling the police, I agreed to let them pay for it themselves. And then when the bill came, they didn't want to pay it, and they told the insurance company that I hit them. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like people do fucked up shit all the time, because at the end of the day, if they lose, you know, which they ultimately did, there's no harm to them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why not lie to try to get some money off? You know what I mean? It's almost like human nature in a way.
Almost, except I don't think Bill Cosby's doing any type of deal right now, is he? For this, we're at a point where he admitted to giving quaaludes to women. So that's a big no-no on his side.
So let's just say that a guy you were dating, right? He said, you know something? I got this fantasy to have sex with you unconscious.
Right. Okay.
Can you take this for me?
Well, I don't think I would. I think I would just pretend I'm unconscious. I don't think I would actually take drugs and be unconscious, because God fucking knows what happens to you. You're unconscious. You don't know. Why the fuck would I do that? That's stupid.
Have you ever been tied up?
Hate it. Yes, for a movie. Freaked out. Can't be tied up.
Okay. But it's the same kind of thing, right? Once you're tied up, you don't know what's going to happen next.
Right, that's why I would never agree to taking a quaalude and be like, fuck me. Might as well bring like all of your friends over too, you know? No, I wouldn't do that.
Wouldn't do that.
But you know, just going back to what you said earlier, it is very unfortunate that this man who everybody loved and looked up to, now his legacy is tarnished. It's sad, you know? But I'm also saddened and sad for those women that he allegedly raped. Because if he really did rape them, I just think that he should definitely pay for it.
Well, it's outside the statute of limitations. Is what I'm
So
saying.
he can't, nothing happens to him.
Yeah, and I think he's actually suing the girl who was in the lawsuit with him after the deposition got leaked.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the details are, but yeah, he's suing her. Okay, the comedian claims that the woman violated the terms of her confidentiality agreement with him after she requested that Cosby's sworn deposition be unsealed and that she be released from any confidentiality agreements. That she wants to, basically the latest court filing, his lawyer is saying that she's trying to have her cake and eat it too. After they came to a settlement in 2006, which the famed actor suggested she may have to pay back. So I guess
she's an idiot.
She was paid off.
Yeah.
And she went and released it anyways.
Well, she's an idiot. Right?
Well, legally, we'll see what happens. You see dumb stuff like this all the time. People take payoffs and then go and mess it up. But the damage that was done to him is, regardless of this lawsuit.
Oh yeah, he
really,
can't recover from this ever. So.
It really.
And I mean, he's it's not like he's a spring chicken. He's well into his 70s, 80s. How old is he?
Let me see.
He's an old man, and he's gonna die, and on his tombstone is gonna say rapist. I mean, that's what we're all gonna remember him for, which is sad.
Bill Cosby is 78 years old.
78, yeah, he's
pushing 80.
He's pushing 80, right? So he has at least no more than 10 years left. So, probably.
Yep.
But as far as just rapping and being able to put words together and flow and say what you want to say and make it rhyme, he's definitely one of the nicest when it come to that.
Would you say he's the king of hip hop?
Nah, I wouldn't say that because I'm in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. You know what I'm saying?
I said for some reason I feel like some of them motherfuckers is just renting a house to do that shit, and find out some of them was. I can't do that. I ain't want to do that. I wanted to show where the fuck I was living at the time.